So I want to ask you something. Has burnout become your baseline so much so that you don't even realize? Like you've been tired, like you've been exhausted, stressed, overwhelmed for so long that it feels like it's just a part of who you are. If that hits you, this video is going to make a lot of things click for you. So this is part one of a mini series that I'm doing for the nurse who's burned out, overwhelmed, trying to figure out what to do next without losing herself even more in the process. So if you're new here, let me back it up. My name is Mel. I'm a former registered nurse. And for years, burnout became my baseline. So much so that I thought it was normal too. Matter of fact, I didn't even call it burnout then because I thought it was just a part of being a nurse. I thought it was normal to feel disconnected from myself, but I was so wrong. Now I help nurses who are exactly where I was at one point. I help them get real clear about what they actually want outside of nursing, what's next outside of nursing, and how to do that in a way that honors who they truly are underneath all the burnout, so they can finally move into their next chapter that feels aligned, in a chapter that really makes them happy from the inside out. So I want to talk about the moment where burnout becomes normal to you, because it's become so normalized in society today, and especially in the healthcare setting. Most nurses don't even realize that they're in burnout, that they're suffering from burnout, because it doesn't hit you all at once, but it's this gradual thing that creeps up on you. So you push through the hard days, you push through 1 week, then you pushing through another week. Before you know it, you look back and it's been years where you've just been feeling the same chronic stress, exhaustion, and overwhelm. And then before you know it, the exhaustion and the stress and all those heavy emotions feel like they're just part of your personality, like they're just part of who you are. So what happens is that burnout becomes a part of your baseline because your nervous system never had time to reset, never had time to really heal. And I know in nursing, you carry so much. You do so much in nursing. You're expected to hold it all together. And I know you're so used to putting on this brave face when you go to work for your patients, for your team members, for the people that depend on you in your life, even outside of work. But at what point do you start taking care of yourself? Do you start listening to those signs and signals that your body is giving you? I know you're used to pretending like everything is fine and that you got everything together, you can hold it all down, which you can. You're super resilient and strong, but at some point you have to listen to yourself, listen to your body, and realize that you're not okay. And it's okay to not be okay. But now is the point in the time where we have to do something about it so that this doesn't continue to just be the norm for you. So now I want to talk about the signs that you're in burnout and you don't even realize it, because these signs can be so subtle, especially when you're so used to just feeling them on a daily basis. So these signs don't look super dramatic, which is exactly why you keep brushing them off. So the signs are things like waking up tired even though you get sleep at night, feeling mentally overwhelmed and checked out most of the time, feeling irritable around your loved ones, whether you have kids, your family members, whoever it is that you're in close proximity with, stress, either snapping on people easily or numbing out and avoiding feeling, losing interest and not participating in the things that you used to love, the things that used to light you up, dreading your shifts but feeling guilty about it, feeling guilty for resting, feeling guilty for slowing down, and really just feeling disconnected from yourself, from who you truly are underneath all the burnout, from who you were before you became a nurse. So a lot of nurses think, oh, they just say they're just tired, but these aren't just tired symptoms. It's so much deeper, and it's signaling that you're misaligned. You're not showing up for yourself how your body, your nervous system is craving you to show up. You're not pouring into yourself like you're pouring into everybody else. These are signs that your system, your body, your nervous system is overwhelmed, is overstimulated. Now I want to talk about why nurses normalize burnout so much. So in nursing, the job itself causes you to pour way more into everything else, everybody else, than you do yourself. So burnout becomes normal because nursing itself conditions you to ignore your own needs, to put everybody else first, to be the good nurse, to get everything right. You're dealing with people's lives a lot of the times in a lot of roles in nursing. So it comes with this pressure, this external pressure and this internal pressure, this underlying pressure. And I know for me, I had this perfectionism when it came to my profession, and I just wanted to make sure everything was right. And so all of that is just, it conditions you for burnout, to constantly go into these burnout cycles. It conditions you to ignore your own needs, your own desires. So you praise for things like overextending yourself, picking up overtime, doing like the most of the work. And nurses are expected to keep going, to keep pushing, to keep hustling, whether they're overextended or overwhelmed or not. You're expected to keep pushing even when you're not okay, even when you need a break. You see all these other nurses who have the same symptoms, they're going through the same things that you're going and the same things that you are feeling. So you feel like it's normal. You feel like it's okay, and you just brush it off because everybody else is dealing with it. Everybody else is going through this. So burnout becomes so embedded in your identity. Your environment reflects it, everything around you. It conditions you into believing that burnout is normal. But I created this video so you can really start to form the belief that burnout is not normal. Because even though it's been normalized, it's not normal, and it's definitely not okay. So I want to tell you some truths that a lot of burned out nurses don't hear, and some truths that I didn't hear. I had to learn on my own. You're not failing. You're not cut out for nursing. You're not doing enough. You're not too sensitive. You're not the problem. You are not the problem in this. But I will tell you that burnout is your nervous system, your body, your mind, your spirit really being honest with you and sitting you down and just letting you know that something needs to change, letting you know that you're not in alignment. Something has to change, because you weren't put here to be chronically stressed. You weren't put here to constantly be in survival mode, to constantly be in fight or flight mode. It's just not sustainable long term. So you being awakened and realizing that burnout is not normal is literally the moment where you stop just tolerating things. You stop settling. You stop tolerating a life that doesn't feel good for you mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally. Because you know deep down, your soul, your spirit knows that you're meant for so much more. You're meant for something greater. You're meant to feel good. Believe me, when I was in the thick of the burnout, I would have never thought that this is where I would be today. But I'm here to be a testimony for you to see that it's so possible. And I really feel called to help you out of this burnout, to help you see that this is not normal, and to help you reprogram your mind, reprogram your identity, so that you're embodying the woman who takes care of herself, who chooses the things she loves, who's lives a life that's in alignment with who she is underneath all the burnout and what she truly desires. So you're literally awakening right now. You're not weak. You're not doing anything wrong. You are being called higher. You are awakening. This is literally your awakening. Believe me, you did not find this video by accident. So if you're in that space where you know something needs to change, and you've been second guessing yourself, going back and forth about whether or not it's time for you to leave nursing, I created a free masterclass especially for you that I want to introduce you to now, so that you know you have resources, you have options, and you have the ability to be supported. For me, when I was that burned out nurse, it was hard for me to ask for help and to receive help, or to even see clearly that I needed help. But once I healed and went through my transformation, started my new chapter, there were so many layers and things that I had to uncover within myself. And receiving help has been such a life-changing part of this journey that I can't even put into adequate words about how helpful it's been. So if you're on the fence, if you've like this second guessing has been consuming you mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and adding to the overwhelm, the drain that you feel, and the stress, then I definitely recommend signing up for my free masterclass. It's only 35 minutes long, and I'll help guide you through a process where you'll learn how to use your intuition to really make this decision for yourself, to really finally figure out if it's actually time for you to leave nursing. My free Should I Stay or Should I Go masterclass is linked down below. So let me know what resonated with you down below. Let me know what you felt when you watched this video. And that's it for part 1 of this mini series. So if you watch this video and you're at the point where you're thinking, okay, this is me, now what do I do next? Don't worry, because we're going to walk through that process together. And in part 2, we're going to talk about what burnout actually means on a deeper level. But if you want to get started on finding out what personalized options are best for you outside of nursing that are in alignment with who you are underneath all the burnout and who you want to become, I put the link below for my Nurse to New Chapter AI Bestie, which helps you do that. Let's just take a breath together. I hope that this was helpful for you. I hope that this made you feel seen, understood. So if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel and I'll see you in part 2 next week. Bye.